What's up, y'all? It's good to see you. Right? Um, I want to just wrap a little bit around um, what success looks like. So, in my life, my father's now retired. Um, he's in his 70s, and he was invited to the cabins. We have this log cabin in Southwest Virginia. He was invited to this cabin to stay with my sister and my sister's husband's family. So it's our cabin, but my sister invited her husband's family to this cabin, and they invited my dad too. And as it evolved and worked out, my dad ended up being the one that slept on the floor on the porch because there weren't enough beds or couches or rooms to facilitate everybody. So my dad's the oldest member of this group. He was going to sleep on the couch, but he ended up on the floor on the porch. He was a senior partner at a law firm. He's made lots of money in his life, but here he is sleeping on the porch at the cabin. And to hear him tell the story is to hear a person describe his positioning on the floor, on the porch at the cabin as a major achievement. Progress, success. But that's it, right? That's the path. The path isn't success is this. The path is success is deeper emptiness. Talk a little bit about it in the Art of Peace stanza, the 19th stanza of the Art of Peace. But what emptiness is not. So emptiness is tricky, right? Because emptiness has this quality of, well, there's nothing there, right? Well, emptiness in terms of your mental formations, your judgments, your analysis, it doesn't mean that life is empty without. It simply means that within you and without, the world is evolving and changing, and there's ups and there's downs and there's this and there's that. And your participation with that is from the perspective of emptiness. So whatever comes, whatever flows, you're empty. And because you're empty, you're able to see, you're able to participate, you're able to listen to the ebbs and the flows and the comings and the goings. And so emptiness is quite full. And it's kind of like a weird paradox. Emptiness, is full, but that's the truth. What you're missing, if you're full of the way success should be or the way things need to be, then you're going to get caught up in your own mental formations and your own kind of definition of how things should be. And the problem with that is ultimately hubris. And it's hubris on every conceivable level. We see that now just with the way the world is operating, just the way everything is kind of at this kind of tipping point, and the most powerful people in the world, couldn't stop it, can't change it, can't fix it. They just got to evolve with it too. And that's what we have to do. We evolve with it. And the way to evolve with it is from the perspective of emptiness. Now, it doesn't mean checking out. It just means that if you can be empty and allow for the things that are there to be there without defining them as this or latching onto that or pushing that away, you have this tremendous reservoir for bringing wisdom to how things are evolving and changing. And so that way you're able to kind of ride the ebbs and the flows with a little bit more buoyancy, a little bit more resilience, a little bit more love, a little bit more patience than otherwise. That's the success. The goal is success is emptiness. So let's do the practice. Let's empty out by coming into the present moment, empty out by being with the physical presence of the body, empty out by settling the waves of the nervous system, empty out by opening the heart and connecting to this good stuff that's always there, especially when you're empty. What's there for you to hear? Just open monitoring. What's there? What's there for you to feel? What's the temperature telling you? What's the movement of air telling you? What's there for you to smell? Once you've emptied out and started to fill up with the moment, what captures your attention? A captured mind is a curious mind. Curiosity tames the mind. Curiosity is the mind empty and open. Give into it. Study the pieces. Slowly let the fullness unfold. Notice the layeredness, the sound layer, the touch layer, the smell layer, the light and shadow layer. You can zoom in on a specific layer, kind of noticing each layer itself. Or you can zoom in on a particular part. Allowing the experience of the present moment to slowly become the thing that takes up your entire attention. And on the path to allowing First Bell to kind of become the thing that you're predominantly focused on, you might notice the pieces that you're holding on to inside, the mental formations, the thought process, the anticipatory projections. You just kind of see them on your way into emptiness. As you, the story of you becomes empty, the present moment, the fullness becomes clearer and clearer. Second bell. Now give your kind of body your fullest attention. And one way to do that is to make your body a little thicker. So one way to make your body thicker and grab your attention is to activate the body. So just think about your feet and your calves, your feet and your calves. Round your toes. Feel that little squeeze. Then round them a little bit more and see if you can feel the arches of your feet engage a little bit. Round them a little bit more, feel the arches of the feet, and then start to feel the base of your calf muscles start to engage. Try to keep it at the calf muscles, but you'll notice that if you continue to kind of engage gently with the toes and then the feet, the calves will start to turn on. And as the calves turn on, the backs of the legs will turn on. And you might even start to feel the buttocks start to engage. And if you want, you can really thicken the experience of your body by squeezing all the way, turning the buttocks on, turning the backs of the legs on, turning the feet on. Feel that engagement, quads, and then release all of that. Feel the settling out of the effort of the body, the quieting of the effort. You kind of juxtapose activation and emptiness. Emptiness is just the legs being the legs, the ground being the ground. Activation is your focus on it, turning it all on, and then letting it all go. Notice how you can still feel your legs, still feel the toes, the feet. There's no energy running through it by your volition. It's all back to the kind of natural processes that your body takes care of. Let's come to the pelvis. First, just work on moving. So sending the tailbone to the rear, tucking the tailbone under, reaching left, reaching right, and then finding the middle. And now playing around with this sense of activation. So maybe start to pull up in the pelvic floor. If you pull up just a little bit, you might be able to feel some activation in that region. If you double down on that activation and turn it up, you can feel even more in that space. If you turn it up even more, you kind of have to focus deep into the body, pulling it up, pulling that pelvic floor up. Maybe the belly button starts to pull in. It's full, it's active. There's a lot going on. You're creating, and then releasing. Release. See, that's the emptiness. You kind of juxtapose the activation and emptiness. You activated the area and then you emptied the activation. You emptied it. But it's not like it's no longer there. It's just that you're not turning it on. You're not forming it. You're just allowing it. There's this kind of understanding that we're looking for in Bell 2, that you you can turn on and then you can kind of let go. Inside your body is the microcosm, the kind of the internal experience, and it mimics the external. So you have a lot more, in a sense, control over what happens inside, in some senses, than you do over what happens outside, and vice versa. But you're looking for that back and forth, that relationship, that choice. Now travel up to the core space. So belly button to spine. Just slowly start to kind of tuck your belly button. Not so much tuck, pull your belly button to your spine. Start slow and notice how there's kind of layers. You get a little bit in, takes a little bit more concentration, do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Now pull that belly in as tight as you can. Try to reach the tailbone back and pull the belly in so that you're not rounding your spine. It's just the core muscles. Oh, that's tight. Pull that belly button in, tip of the belly button. There's so much opportunity here that if you're not practiced, you don't see it. But if you are practiced, there's a lot there. Wow, it's tight. And then release. Ooh, release, release, release. You can let go. Creating and letting go are like two sides of the same coin. Heart space, shoulder blades. Heart space, shoulder blades. I mean, now we're into the complexity. I mean, where do you want to go? Do you want to squeeze from the sides? Do you want to round the shoulders? Do you want to pull the shoulder blades back? You want to reach down with the elbows? Let's do that. Let's reach down with the elbows. So you got to keep the ground established, keep your core long. Pull your shoulder blades up just a little bit and then reach those elbows down. And as without moving the torso, reach the left elbow down, reach the right elbow down, and you can start to feel the engagement around the shoulders and the chest. And if you reach your elbows down and squeeze your elbows in, you might feel more activation around the chest. Keep the core long. Activate. Now, if you just round, even just rounding your hands, if you just round your hands in, right? That's going to be enough to signal towards the front of your shoulders and the front of your chest to activate slightly. Watch tightening in other places. If you round the hands out, go into the shoulder blades. Ooh, you can really turn the back chest region on. A lot there. Wow. Now notice activation. Notice activation. Here's a perfect example of armor down, right? Activation, 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 and armor down. Let it go. All that activation, all that energy. Now it just gets let go. What's left is the space just as the space, empty of your efforts. It's just there now. Let's go to the throat. Easiest activation there is just to swallow. Moving the jaw around, feel the throat. As I'm going through throat and chest space, I'm reminded of what happens to me when I'm stressed now. I'm now slowly seeing the activation of my throat, something down my throat, my chest, something having to do with my esophagus and my lungs. I still can't get in front of it. But when I get stressed, I get this collapse, this tension. It's deep in my body, causing all these burps. I used to think it was food related, but it's not. It's stress response. I'm not ahead of it yet. It just happens. I'm like, oh, there it is again. Damn it. Let's go to the top of the head. I'm going to shake my head a little bit. Just try to feel my hair. And then while I'm shaking my head, I'm going to try to feel my hair in my face. Just my face is just kind of like, all of my face is just kind of, I kind of feel the skin moving over the skull. Soft jaw, soft face. Though a little smile on the face, just a tiny one. I'm gonna look to feel the hair at the base of my head. Feel my hair at the base of my head. It's kind of lights up, right? If you focus on the hair at the base of your head, can you feel that region kind of light up with sensation a little bit? I'm gonna feel the hair surrounding my right ear. Look for the feeling of my hair surrounding my right ear. Look for the feeling of hair surrounding my left ear. I'm gonna feel the hair on the top of my head. You feel how the head is kind of lit up with sensation. I can so neat. I mean, there's so much to the body. There's so much feeling there. There's so much. It's like an adventure every single time. You go on a hike and you see something you've never seen before in nature. You're just like, wow, the body's the same capacity. And just sit with the body for a second. Just sit with the body in stillness and quiet. Empty and full, form and formless. It's all just, it's all right there. Let's go third bell. Notice breath. Now with breath, third bell, we get to start to deepen into stillness. So deepening into this empty quality, deepen into the formlessness, moving further away from mental formation, moving deeper into emptiness. So as science tells us, as religion tells us, as relationships tell us, as love tells us, there's always a deeper layer. And this deepening is always available. So what we do when we go through first and second bells, we tame the mind, we connect with the body. And then third bell is this opportunity to deepen. So what I want you to do is just go through a series of 10 inhales and exhales. Just stay with the count, 10 inhales, 10 exhales, and just try to stay with the release of each exhale. And by your 10th release, just kind of see where you end up. Just kind of be with the deeper level of quiet. And feel the quiet within. And it feels like the words that I want to say to you don't want to be said. I want to stay in the depths of the emptiness and just kind of float around and be with the quiet. I can feel the gratitude welling up within. So let's go into fourth bell and really flush that out. See a bowl of rice. I see the stove. I see the electricity that heats the stove. I see the wire that goes to my house. I see the wire that connects it to the grid. I see the grid. I see the tree that makes up the pole that connects to the wire. I see the vehicle that has one of those buckets that sends someone up, high up, to interact with the wires and the electricity. I see the plastic. I see the rubber of the tire. I see the metal of the vehicle. I see the cushion of the chair. I see the steering wheel. I see the gas pedal. Now I see the gas. I see the gas station. I see the asphalt. I see the corporate boardrooms. I see the decision making. I see the paper. I see the trees again. I see the soil. I see the sky. I see the sun. I see the whole universe. And I feel the appreciation. I feel it in my eyes. I feel a little bit of just kind of a release of gratitude. Just it's just so big. It's just there's just so much. There's so much to be grateful for, and it's just the unfolding, just like unfolding in first bell, just like unfolding in second bell, just like unfolding in third bell. And now it's the unfolding of my relationship to it all. And how I don't have to do it. I don't have to I don't have to do it. I participate with it. I'm a part of it. I'm not separate from it. I'm so grateful for that. I feel trust. I feel held. I feel connected to it all. I feel connected to you, the practice. Hmm. 2 rounds finishes up. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Later.